Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. Are you prepared to be inspired? My next guest has certainly inspired me. Her name is Angela Chen, and she is with Fig Tree Capital Venture. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Very happy to be here, Jeff.
So I took away your notes just seconds before airtime. She says, "No, just let me hold them." But I want the listeners to hear your heart. Tell us your story. How did this begin for you?
You know, man, I always want to come prepared because coming to the United States, the least unprepared thing I've ever done in my life. I know 0% here. I don't speak the language. And I just wanted to come because very special experience I had when I was at my year 13.
Tell us about that.
So my mom wanted me to get away out of the house during the entire summer. So she sent me as far as she could from China to the United States, thousands of miles away from home at age 13. And I was hosted by a very nice family in Los Angeles, very nice old couple. Their lovely home. They have their kids all out of house. And so they taught me English, and I stayed there for 2 months. So we talked a lot about our life and culture, using body language, using whatever pictures, drawing you could just to communicate. And so, yeah, I developed, I never feel that language or culture is a barrier if you talk with your heart, if you connect people with who you truly are. And so we developed a great connection by the end of the 2 months, and they end up wanting to adopt me, and they don't let me go. And so I cried so hard when I had to say goodbye by the side of the bus leaving. And the mom of the family, she said, Angela, we're going to miss you very dearly. Please do come back and let us know how can we help you to come back.
Have you talked to them?
Yes, I did. Actually, here's another story. I call them every Christmas and holiday just to get hold of them and say, hi, how are you? However, but I didn't manage to come back soon enough. I came back like 10 years later.
Really?
And both the mom and dad, they passed away by then. So, but I always remember what they taught me, and I always remember the conversation, and I visited the city I stayed and drove around the neighborhood.
Well, I know they would be tremendously proud. So tell everybody about your business success, because coming to this country with nothing and not even knowing the language, you have become a very successful entrepreneur.
Well, it's so early in my career yet. I'm going to keep it humble and not saying it's a success so far.
Well, I will say it's a success. Tell us about your business. What do you do?
So I'm proud of what I'm doing because I'm helping people from my country who know also not knowing a lot about the United States to be able to successful here. I would put it that way. So I work for Fig Tree Capital Ventures. We are a boutique investment firm up in McKinney. We offer investment opportunities in oil and real estate. We offer our investment opportunities through several funds. Our partners for example, our oil fund, our partners liked our approach. Our goal is to find the investment opportunities in oil that offers the capital preservation and capture the appreciation by also giving the monthly cash flows to our investors. So at this stage, oil price at $30.
Right.
Our goal is to find those core drilling areas that are still profitable, and we go buy the reserves and sit on it, still enjoy the revenue coming out of it while waiting for the price to come back at 50 or 60, then sell off the asset at a great price.
Well, I'll just remind the listener who hasn't been following the situation in China. China's economy has been growing by double digits for the last 2 decades, and just recently over the summer, the stock market had a minor crash, and it's regained a little bit of strength. But a lot of Chinese investors are now looking for safe places to put their money, and America has become a place that's very desirable for a lot of your clients. Isn't that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I have witnessed a wave of Chinese companies coming to the United States and invest in this land of opportunity. And just give an example of state of Texas in 2014, we received $46 billion foreign direct investment from my country, China. And the entire United States is $46 billion, and Texas has 12% of it.
Wow.
And the population-wise, we have seen our Asian immigrants taking 17% in 2005 of the total foreign immigrant population. Now it's jumped to 40% as of 2013. So you see a wave of companies. There's a lot of example about merger and acquisition that happened in Texas. We, as far as I know, from our Chamber of Commerce and various sources, we had 79 merger and acquisition happened in state of Texas last year between China and the United States. Because my firm does oil, so I do follow the merger and acquisition news in oil field. In 2014 and 15, there are 5 major transactions, total $6 billion, buying oil asset of U.S. companies.
Angela Chen is my guest. She is with the Fig Tree Capital Ventures. The website is figtreecv.com. Angela, so coming to this country and not even knowing the language and having to do basically sign language with your family, to fast forward today, you're doing multi-million-dollar deals. Has it sunk in yet that you're this kind of high-flying, almost Wall Street type?
It's a little bit adjustment. But I think it's the experience and opportunities who built you who you are. And I always have the drive to be excellent, be successful. And also I'll be thankful for the opportunities that come to your way. I was involved when I was still in school in the United States, speaking. My teacher said I only understand 50% of what you said in English at that time. But we're lucky enough to be part of the U.S.-China Investment Conference, where 100 investors from China fly to Dallas to looking for investment opportunities. Right. And since then, I've been connected to them and helping them along the way as much as I can to help them settle in and find a good trusted partner in making sure they swim with the dolphins.
I love that. So one of the things that impresses me about you, because I'm an optimist and I'm always looking towards, tomorrow will be better than today. And I run into a lot of people who are, I'm going to call them victims. I would be doing better if it was for a different president. I would be doing better if the economy was better. I would be doing better if I had a better boss. You strike me as an optimist too, that you can really make your own economy. You can make your own future in this country. You just have to work hard. I'm imagining that you put in a lot of hours, don't you?
It's that's true. I remember the first 2 years of my job. I do. We have 12 to 13-hour difference, depending on the year of the time, and I work from 8 to 6, and then I go back home, work out, and then jump back to computer, work from 9 to 12 or sometime to 1.
Is that right? Because because of the time difference.
The time difference.
Wow.
And those 2 years, but when you're young, I have a mindset about taking responsibility. Like you said, don't be a victim of any scenarios in your life. anything happened for a reason. And by thinking about, am the person who take the responsibility of what happened to me, then you can take action afterwards. Everything positive will coming out of an action, a positive driven action. So with that mindset, a lot of my friends will say, Angela, you work too hard. I never see you. And that's not worth the dollar you're making while you're putting like McDonald's hours in Wall Street time. But I took that as an opportunity to learn, and as fast as I could in my best years with no burden of family and by myself. So I did merge from assistant work to analyst, and then investor relations, and then to this day I was very proud in front of my investors saying, let me help you to find the good investment opportunity here. Let me surround you with my trusted partners that I have building a relationship with in the past few years.
That's very inspiring. Well, give some advice to the listeners if they are doing business with someone from China. Are there customs? Is there a business style that they should be aware of? What are some classic things that American business owners might do to ruin a deal because they just don't understand the dynamics?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I have seen so many pitfalls in miscommunications that happened because of the culture difference, because of the lack of knowledge about the local market. One example that you will see very often that happened is actually in the first meeting about building the trust. I noticed that there's wonderful things about America. They come off as, I trust you first, and then I'm going to verify that along the way. So that opens the doors and make the business go faster and easier.
Is that true for the Chinese people?
No, we do it reversely. So we come off as questioning your integrity, your trustworthy. Sometimes that's very offensive to American proud business owners and honest people. And that would cut off the conversation or even ruin the deal from the first business meeting.
But that's why I think people like you can be so successful, because in order for that transaction to happen, you have to really bring both sides together and help them understand each other, don't you? Is that part of your job?
Yes, and actually that's my long-term goal. I wanted to build a platform with a good structure and a good connector and communicator in between, so we can facilitate the investment and we can bridge the culture differences for foreign investors here. Because opportunity is the opportunity. It shouldn't be the margin or the return of the business shouldn't be affected by a culture difference or language barrier. So I wanted to do my best and help them find and source the good investment opportunities here. Like my firm, Fig Tree Capital Ventures, they offer oil investment in oil and real estate, and to capture the rising real estate market in state of Texas. So
let's talk a little bit about oil, because just recently we've seen the price climb up a little bit from I think under $30 a barrel here in Texas to close to 40. What do you see for the oil economy? Is it coming back?
Everybody will have opinion of whether the oil gonna go. But in the past 13, I think back to a month ago, it just hit the 14-year low that United States have ever had the oil price. So the possibility of it going up we believe is definitely higher, and then it's going down. And so the simple investment strategy is to buy low and sit on it and sell high. And that's what you want to do. And I'm happy to see a lot of my home country people are already smart enough to come in and throw a couple $1 billion in Texas oil field. and I've been seeing more acquisition request mandate, and investors are curious about in this field. And so I not only want to help international investors, but also local investors who want to capture this opportunity. I'm happy to walk them through it.
Well, you talked about trust, and I have to believe that that's one of the reasons your business is so successful. That the clients that you've helped then tell their friends, you can trust Angela. She is the person that you want to deal with. Do you believe that's one of the secrets to your success?
That's definitely, I think it's the fundamental principle of doing any business in the investment industry. Number one is the track record. Number two is how you build the relationship and how you elaborate the facts to people, and also be honest about the detail, be transparency. Investment, like Warren Buffett, is you have your ups and downs. Don't be afraid of communicating of all the details, and this is the opportunity to educate your investors. You not only wanted them to financially just benefit from investing with you. My part of my job is also educate my people from my country to understand more the dynamics of the business environment here, so they can be more successful in the future.
That's wonderful. And it's much better to swim with the dolphins than swim with the sharks, isn't it?
Yeah, you will find more fun in your life.
All right, Angela Chen, she is with Fig Tree Capital Venture. That's figtreecv.com. Thank you so much for being on the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thank you very much for having me.
When we come back, the profits of profit, we'll explain next on the Jeff Crilley Show.
More of the Jeff Crilley Show coming up.